Spying. I like it. That's a great name. It's a great fucking name. That's what I'm doing. I'm being honest. I'm spying on the competition's POBs. That's what I'm doing. Alright. I'm not running maps or anything like that today. Anyway. Looking, I was trying to sleep. Oh man, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. But I can't because when I go to bed on the iPad, first thing I do, fucking POE Ninja. Go to Trickster. I click Trickster, Molten Strike. Yo, here are all of the fellow Tricksters that have a similar build, as they are all level 100. Use Molten Strike as this. And here I am at 4th place. I don't think I belong here because look at my fucking ES. It is only a paltry 11k. If there are actually any women in the POE world, and this was the length of something, well, I'd be single forever, huh? But yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can obviously raise it. This is the thing I thought, about this game. Why is it so fun? I can't stay away, man. I even complained today how it's mechanically so dumb, and it is kind of mechanically dumb. Like you don't really do anything. You just move forward, hold attack, move forward, hold attack. Mechanically very boring. Oh, but that's not the real game, is it? It's not. The real game is something like here, right here, where you why the end game is so sweet in POE1. You got POE Ninja. This site is essential. POE Ninja to see what's out there, and of course to POB, right? I think you can't play high-end builds without this kind of like, you can't, you just can't, no way. You're just a tourist if you don't use these tools. I don't want to sound like elitist. I'm just saying that the game is massively more fun with them, right? Okay, so anyway, I was trying to sleep. I try to sleep, I can't. I have to check out who else is doing this shit. And what are they doing? It's so fucking interesting, isn't it? Like, what are they thinking? What are these guys doing? What are they thinking, right? First of all, it's also a debugger. I'm a programmer. I think I like to. I don't like to debug. I like to debug. I like to debug shit when I know what the problem is. I hate finding the bugs. I wish there's if there's a tool to find the bugs for you, there are. I mean, I love fixing bugs, right? But anyway, you think 12k? Yes. Is that okay? It doesn't look that way, does it? It doesn't look that way. So we see well, why? Well, what's the big difference, right? Okay, well, anyway, that's one thing I saw. But the damage is pretty damn good, right? And you got mirror tier just soon here with his mirror tier fucking 42 fucking KES. But yo, POE, if you want to be a POE ninja warrior, you can beat these mirror tiers by just. It's because I use these cluster jewels, okay? I stack them, the eye-to-eye repeaters. This is a budget setup. These clusters are nothing, but they give you massive damage and nothing else. So they give you damage, nothing else. They don't give you any tank. So you're scaling your damage pretty high, but sacrificing tank. If you're gonna do high-end Valdos, this is not the right thing to do. Absolutely not. But like, I would call this the damage on a budget setup. Yeah? So good in the early end game. You run the medium cluster jewels like this. You don't care with the small passive grant, whatever. You don't care. Eye-to-eye repeater. 40C. And you just stack these as many as you can. Okay? But I'm thinking I want to run Void soon. I want to run some Void maps. But I don't feel comfortable with like this 11k. I don't. If I had 40k ES, I think I could face plant my keyboard and come out victorious in some maps that have like 5D margin on them. I'm sitting on like 3. I'm sitting on 3 of these maps here, yo. 3 of them. I'm never talking like this. I get high on POE. Where are they? I got 3 of these fucking maps here. They ain't selling. I'm not selling them now. I'm gonna run them. I want to run them soon. Albrons are really hot right now. Where are they? Yeah, here they are. I'm taking them out. I'm not selling any of these. These are laboratory maps. I know I'm not the only person who knows this. These are nothing burger maps on a Trickster. Nothing burger. Oh wait, but I have a big advantage over the other builds. You can't suppress spell damage. You can't evade. That means it favors builds that use block and spell block and use armor. That's what I have. I think I should collect these maps. Those laboratory maps are made for the build I have done. The typical setup, which is really good, I'm not shitting on anything, it's a variation, is to not use armor, not use block, but to use spell suppress. The commonality is spell suppress 100%, right? Why? They want to leverage Spellbreaker on Trickster. You don't know how this works. You do this on like Power Siphon builds, right? Because you don't have any kind of leech, right? This will give you energy shield sustain. But just suppressing spell damage, your energy shield will just go right back up. And to stop it from being interrupted, they take Wicked Ward, right? Always take Wicked Ward. Unconditionally. You have to. These pair up so well. So this kind of build gets constant energy shield recharge. It kind of never stops, I would imagine. Being pelted by spells, right? And they have leech. But they have poor block. Right? 25. Yeah. Block is big, right? They don't need it. They get their regen from Spell Suppress and Spellbreaker. This is, by the way, a 4 mirror, 5 mirrors, 10 mirror build. Okay, you look at his items. They're all super expensive. Not these, right? Even this is not comparable, but like this armor and this cluster jewel, 12 passives. This one, this is like 150 divines. This is about, these two are more than his mage blood. These two jewels. I want these too. Not this one. Oh, he's using only one? He's changed his build up, by the way. He keeps modifying it. He's got a voices with this motherfucker. This jewel itself is 1 mirror. I don't know how he's making so much fucking currency. You guys want to tell me his secret? Contact Soda Jasoon. He traded me once. I believe he was acting kind of a dickhead. He probably got inflated ego because of his whatever, his POE wealth. I don't know how the hell he got it. This is a fucking unbelievable jewel, right? It's like a never happened drop, or like more than 1 mirror. I think it's 1.2 mirrors, more than a mirror jewel. It gives you a shit ton of these clusters, right? This guy is either cheating, working for GGG, RMTing. If he's RMTing, he spent a lot of money, or he just knows how to make currency. I have no clue. You go ask him. He will never share his secrets, I think. Anyway, but it's interesting to look at it, of course, right? He's changing it all the time, man. This jewel is fucking insane. I would look at the line here. Only a madman would ignore God's instructions. This guy's a madman. Okay, only mad people will buy this jewel. Anyway, his EHP is a massive 691 with a max hit Ellie of a whopping 876k. This guy is indestructible in a map. I don't know how he ever dies, honestly. You compare the max hit, the flame blast you saw on my streams that just hit me and kill me. Well, look. What is my fire max hit? It's only 80k. In other words, he could tank if the fucking map had a mod that says Atsiri does 5 times damage to you and I get one shot, he would survive that. His max hit is so high. But you know what? I'm not even going to investigate this build because it is simply out of reach. There's no reason to pursue something like this, right? It is out of reach. It's unreasonable. I don't know what kind of like affiliations he has with like mirror shops and shit like that, okay? But I know he does because this guy has listings in the mirror shop. So I know he's in the mirror shop. It's because he's raking mad currency. You know, I don't want to ever get into that kind of world, right? It's kind of a weird world anyway. Now, I mean, I was looking at this guy, this Russian guy. I like Russian builds. I think Russians and Koreans are really great builds to follow. I don't know why I sound like racist like this. I just think I have utmost respect for Russians for what I don't even know any Russians actually. I just think because they live in a harsh environment, and I know they RMT heavily, and they got Putin. I think still. I don't follow the news. They're tough. These guys are tough. These guys are serious about their builds. They don't make cute builds. They make builds that actually work and actually do shit, right? That's just my impression. I could be completely off base, but I often follow and watch what Russian people are doing as a source of ideas, right? And what are the commonalities, right? So again, 12 passives, very common, right? The 12 passives. I put this on my Scion in Frisia. These are expensive. Now, I see here he sacrifices a little bit. He's more reasonable. The max roll on attack speed is 3%. This is 2. It drops drastically in price when you lose a max roll. But I'm just looking here. What is the catch? There is no catch. So he's prioritizing int and max energy shield. And these are non-negotiables to him. And of course the 35% increase effect. These are non-negotiables. He would not settle for anything. But he will settle on the attack speed. He's got a 16k int, right? So again, an in-stack version. He's using a series reflection, which is basically a curse enhancing. Also, you reflect curses. You're unaffected by curses using a curse setup with anathema. I talked about this in the video. That doesn't seem to be very popular because I don't think I should make videos. I think I'm not good at it. I like live streaming better. Anyway, this kind of step is interesting too. I don't want to run it because I don't. Whatever. See, there's no right or wrong. Is the point? There's variations, and you should pick what you want to, what you think is best. So a quarter of the max hit of that other mirrored guy. That's still 4 times of mine. Okay, so this is a reasonable goal to achieve. Maybe a huge DPS, but don't get tricked by. Don't get tricked is the wrong word. This number is inflated vastly by anathema, because you get. Well, I don't want to say it's vastly inflated. It's this damage is on the condition that you curse the enemy successfully. That's it. That's it. Man, I think it's probably a focus setup. Right? You stack curses in your helmet, punishment, connectivity, and elemental weakness. 3 curses plus a sniper's mark, and use a focus. The suffix that says when you do it like this, you get an instant curse. This guy is a Valdo's farmer. There's no doubt about it. Okay, like he's a Valdo's farmer, I think, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, it looks like. And he's also, when you see 90 res and 03, like the 0, but this is what they call the Sublime Vision setup. Sublime Vision, very expensive, this one. And the Watcher's Eye, not expensive, but this one is. And you combine it with the Tempered by War, it will not tell you that. It will say Ghost Dance, well, yeah, one of these nodes. It will say Acrobatics, usually it's used on. It says Acrobatics, you open in POB though, it will say Tempered by War, right? I open this up. Open Path of Building. I guarantee it was tempered by war. Right? The reason why is, and look at it, if you remove it, look at how much EHP this guy loses, right? This shit is a little bit busted in a sense that it's not that it just basically what it does, it shifts all the cold and lightning to fire. So you don't take any cold or lightning anymore. It all goes to fire now. So you just stack 1 res. That in itself is a nice bonus, but not good enough to justify the use. Where it comes into play, and this is a bit of obscure knowledge, is a lot of the Uber boss, like the feared, those Valdos with feared in them, they have Ellie Pen baked into their attacks. So like if you can go to, this is really obscure knowledge, but like if you go into like, let's say, I'm gonna use mine for this example. If you use like calcs, like configuration, and you choose the boss damage, not this one. You choose boss skill preset. Let's say you choose like the Shaper Beam. It's DOT, right? And is there no beam? There's no pen on it? No way. No pen? What about Shaper Ball? There's no pen on it? Oh, okay, here. There is cold pen, right? It's 25. So there, when Shaper's throwing those balls at you, there's 25 cold pen on it, meaning it will penetrate 25% of your resistances, right? But if you shift that damage to fire, because he doesn't have fire pen, the Shaper loses the bonus of the cold pen. So it's very obscure, but basically what that means is, I guess to sum it up, if you have this setup, Sublime Vision, with the Watcher's Eye, and you allocate Tempered by War, that's with the Lethal Pride, you ignore pen on Lightning and Cold. That's my understanding of it. In essence, because Shaper balls are very deadly, especially in like, they're not deadly in normal maps and like normal Valados, but when you get to like, you know, Ghosted, the kind of shit maps that nobody wants to run, but these Russian dudes are doing it for like a lot of Divines. This is what the real profit is there, right? That's where the real profit is, because no one wants to do it because they're too hard. This is one way to achieve a bit more tank, right? Because you can ignore the pen on lightning attacks or cold attacks from these Uber bosses. There's more than just the Shaper balls, but you know what I mean, right? Like also at Series Lightning, I think is also that's deadly shit. If you could just face tank that, it would be a huge advantage in these fights. Let me see here. If I go to at Series, they don't put her lightning thing as a skill. That's pretty surprising. What's Cortex Round Degen? They don't have the Shaper Degen here. Anywho, I personally don't think it's ever worth to do this setup. I mean, if you have unlimited currency or you farm it yourself, fine. It's too weird, too obscure. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe it's a Delph. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing, to be honest with you, okay? I'm just saying, like, it's interesting. I think it's a Voltos farmer. I've seen the split personalities, Born in the Shadows. I thought myself this is also the one you want to take because it gives you a lot of defense. You know, is in stacking with these two jewels. This is more expensive, isn't it? The setup. And everyone on the server around me has better armor than I do. I'm kind of broke now, huh? But not broke. Yeah, I'm relatively broke in terms of currency. Not many Voice of the Storm and Shield setups, right? Those are kind of budget oriented. But yeah, another Spellbreaker build, right? Which only makes me think more that, oh, I should do these maps, right? These are mine, right? Can't suppress, I don't suppress. Can't evade, I don't evade. These are, you know, when you ignore downsides, it's in your favor, obviously, right? And I've done a lot of these maps. This is an easy map. I just don't like doing it with 11k energy shield because things can go wrong. So anyway, that's this guy, right? And Russian guy. And there's a lot of them, these characters. You can look at all of them, right? Usually they kind of look for outstanding numbers in the EHP or the DPS department, but you know, it's actually amazing that I ended up 4th as a Trickster. I got carried hard though. That doesn't really mean much. It's just wanted to do it. And actually, just different news, but it's so expensive now, right? In divs to get carried. There's more divs, of course, going on. They're worth less. But it's like it's double the price now. When I did it last week, I don't remember when I did it. It was before the weekend last weekend. It was on Friday. Last Friday I did it. It's about a week now. Anyway, the question now is, I'm going to debug right now. Why is my ES pool so low? So then you can figure this out, right? You go to, let's say you look at my build. It's not even a build. It's just more like it's what I have. Right? Like I said, what is this build? It's not a preset build. It's just what's fixed is that it's Trickster and it's ES stacking and it's Ephemeral Edge. That's what's, you know, the commonalities. Go to configuration, calcs. You can go here. This is a very slow tool. Energy shield. Whoa, this is a 34k one. This one is. Where's mine? Mine's gone. Calcs. This is not mine either. Oh, okay. This is Superman. We'll ignore him. This is mine, right? Alright. Yeah, here we go. Okay? Yeah, here we go. Look. To identify why you have no energy shield, I have to open 2 POBs to just go back and forth. Here's the total. But this tells you why the total is there. Alright? Total tells you nothing, really. Just the total is this. But why is it that total? So this, I have 11k. This guy has 22. Why? Well, I see his base from armors is higher. Right? About 20%. Is my math bad today? Is it 20? It's 20% higher, right? More, 25% higher. So better armor, better helm will solve this. Okay, next. Global bases. Hey? Oh, from other sources? Oh. Where do I get mine from? Well, I'm just thinking, what? Everyone uses escape artists, that's for sure, right? Cluster Jewels is the main source, right? Oh, he doesn't run chevrons. This is, I see, this is the flat you get from armor. This is the flat you get from your jewels and other sources. And jewel and rings. Discipline will count in here too. This guy doesn't even run discipline, right? At this high ES, although people like discipline because it seems to fit, you dump discipline. Because it's too little value for too much of an aura reservation. I'm not surprised he doesn't run discipline at 22 at this high base, right? I'm kind of wondering why is the extra base so I think it's because I use Chevron's Revelation, another budget solution to this. He doesn't have the 250 from Chevron's, right? Right, he's missing it. Yeah. But of course, his armors might be better. Now, there's other reasons though. Total from tree, 169. So total from tree is a lot more, double. That's a very big one. Where does he get it from? So light of meaning. These are light of meaning, right? So he runs light of meaning in that dense area at the top. I run lethal pride because that was cheap and that was cheaper. But it's okay. I can always make currency and buy more. So I don't have light of meaning ES. That jewel has skyrocketed to 55 divines. That is horrendous pricing, but it's what it is. So netting me a total of 259 increase, whereas he has 553 increased energy shield. If I had that similar number from his configuration, which I would just, you can do that by just saying, okay, you're missing 250. Hold on a second. I think most of it's also from int as well, right? Yeah, the 553, look at that. The vast majority of this energy shields come from his intelligence, 332, for which I only have 131. So his bigger int, the smarter trickster, is giving him a huge advantage with the energy shield, right? You can simulate that. So you copy his int. I mean, you just add more int in the configuration or energy shield, whatever you want. I mean, this will just affect your mana. But I say you added like 300 intelligence. I mean, it gets better. 500. It's a lot better. Not even close, right? If you go to calcs, now you have a total increase of 372. Still short of his 553. Even though intelligence is matched up now. Hasn't even matched up yet. Hold on. He's got way more than that. He's got almost like 1k extra. Okay, now we're talking. So I think like the int stack is like it ramps at the end. It seems to give more and more. Now it says increase is now getting closer. 357 increase for energy for intelligence. That's actually, I went too far there. But now it's about the same. And now it looks like my EHP has skyrocketed. Last with block though. But my ES went to 17k. And at this point, I would take these maps and run them with no fear whatsoever. There's no way you're going to die in these maps with 70k energy shield. But you're going to have to somehow magically fit in your build 1,000 or something to your intelligence. It's not easy. Or increase energy shield. The most obvious thing you could do is buy Light of Meaning and rebuy the Lethal Pride. That will be very costly to do. It's expensive. But yeah. That's one thing you can do, right? So one thing about the build I have is that the leech rate is very high. See, 6.6k if I had that much energy shield. His is only 2.7. This is because I use Ghost Reaver and I just want a leech only. Whereas he has a combination of leech and splits the recovery from leech. The other would be from just a base recovery from energy shield. You have that normally anyway, and this gets procced all the time with Spellbreaker. So he's combining it for less recovery than I have, but he gets recovery out of combat, kind of a thing, or he gets recovery when he gets, whatever. He'll get this almost always without even leeching, which can be useful. It can be useful in many situations, right? As in, there's phases in pinnacle boss fights where you don't do anything to them, but they hit you. Well, Spellbreaker will help you recover and stuff like that. I mean, there's pros and cons to both setups, right? But this does tell me that in-stacking is very strong. Another way to do it is just get better gear on these pieces. I don't have a big int roll, so I mean, like, you can get more int on the gear and other things too. Tree is very different, of course, too. Tree, usually these int builds, they go all the way to the left here, right? Yeah, they do. And they take Zealot's Oath because that way they get passive ES regeneration. Anyway, different style of build though. So here we see that this energy shield cluster is only 1.7. I take this away. Wait, tree. I take this away, and you still got 20k. So this tells me you don't need the jewel. The jewel is nice, but it's not like a must-have, right? 20k to 22k is not going to make a massive difference. It's a nice bonus. Anyway, so some ideas then for tomorrow. Yeah, and this guy also uses the cluster down here. I mean, I don't know if this is a POB, like POE ninjas stacking thing, but he does it too. And to evaluate the value of his cluster jewels here, this guy, as he does run these 12 passives. So, let's see. So by removing this one cluster, he would lose 2,000, nearly 2,000 energy shield. It's a lot, and a lot of damage, but not a tremendous amount, I think. He didn't even finish the cluster, huh? Okay. Here, it's more severe. If he lost his cluster, he would lose a whopping 3.5k energy shield. So, I told my buddy, this is kind of the kind of cluster that, you can craft this cluster, it's money. High-end players use these. This one, a 12 passive with increased effect, attack speed, int, and mana. This is a very, well, some people want this. Anyway, that's the build. So my thinking is for tomorrow, because I'm going to sleep soon. I'm so fucking tired. But definitely want to improve that energy shield number, because even there, it's like, it's too little. And that is stopping me. Like, if I had the energy shield, I would have done the Voldos today, maybe, knowing that I couldn't die in there. But I didn't, so I couldn't. And I couldn't, lost, like, if Replica Alberons crashes tomorrow, I just lost like 10 divines because I had the wrong configuration today. But it's okay, just a game, right? But it's a fun game because you can just kind of see what's going on. So, bottom line is, I may have overdone the clusters. What's my increased damage though on Molten Strike for the average balls hidden? 1k increased damage. It's a lot. So you can see here on this, why is it 1k? Because all the eye to eyes, repeaters, the cluster jewels are dominating this number. On his build, this guy's build, Molten Strike, average balls hidden, his increased is 770. Close enough. Increased damage, there usually is kind of a diminishing returns. You go too high in it, the value is not as good. So it would do me good to drop a pair of these. I mean, this whole cluster, for example, one of these, and replace it with what he has here. This 12 passive setup. However, there's a huge problem with this. It's costly. It's really costly. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think anything has changed from yesterday. It's probably going to be just as costly today. If I try to add the filter for this, is really This is really a pain in the ass. Ads. Passives? There you go. You want exactly 12. You want increased effect at 35. Then also grants. You want the same thing. 12 energy shield. I think it was 8 intelligence. Also grants 8 intelligence. And he didn't care about the last. Oh, wait, attack speed. Attack speed he settled on 2. It's okay for 2. But how much is this? Huh? Did I make a mistake here? I could not have made a mistake, right? Oh, I did here. Also grants attack speed. These searchings for these are crazy. Whew. This is some really hardcore shit, huh? When people get to this kind of POE, like it's just they're just totally lost in the game at this point. And it ruins sleep. It ruins your. Well, I don't have a life to ruin, but like you know, it does. Like, there we go. It's 175 divines. The guy who's selling is AFK. He will not sell it to you. I don't know. At this point, kind of like get creative or just sit at 11k ES. I don't fucking know, cause you're gonna pay nearly a mage blood worth. I mean, hey, you're super rich. Why not, right? But this jewel, I tell you, was 70 divines, 50 divines in Frisia. I don't understand why it's 175 now. I don't. It's crazy, Annie. Huh. Anyway, hey, if anyone crafts jewels out there, these are money. I had a buddy said, this is easy. I can do this. I don't think so. I don't think you can. I mean, it's a fracture on the effect. If this was easy, you could make a lot of divines. Apparently, people are buying them for 170 each. You can make 80% of a mage blood by making this jewel. I don't know how these are made. What I read was you fracture, spam shit, and then you go one by one. If you don't like what you see, use a beastcraft to undo the last thing and keep going like that. It's torture. It's absolute torture. I think to do this. These are all like 1%ers. They only appear 1% of the time. There's 4 1%ers here. I don't have to tell you. This is fucking impossible. This is crazy, like, endgame shit. But you can always compromise, right? You say, I compromise, say 10. No, 10's probably in the same category. I say, I only want. No, this one you don't compromise on. You compromise on intelligence. You say, like, I don't care anymore. 5. And they drop drastically to 40. Then you say, I don't even want intelligence. I don't care about intelligence anymore. I'll settle even more. I want more attack speed. I don't care about the int. You get 20. Now, very affordable. But now the value of this jewel becomes less and less sensible. You might as well not even buy it and put more points on your tree. The idea of these jewels is that at the highest tiers, they're offering you way more value per point than what you get on the tree. And as this get worse and worse, it makes more sense to not even buy it at all and put more points on the tree. So these are super high-end end game items, the top tier ones at least, that add a lot of character power. But I'll think more about it tomorrow, right? The idea is just to get more energy shield. Oh, this is the wrong one. 11k to like higher. Apparently my damage is overstacked. My defense not so much. But that's it. And I'm gonna go to sleep now for good.